Hey there, Busy Bee here. Pokerogue is a fan game that has recently been getting a lot of attention in the Pokemon community. It combines Pokemon battles with the RNG of a roguelike to make a fantastic combo of a game. However, I will say, if you pick the right starters and get lucky enough, then you can just blaze your way through the game without any struggle at all. So, I decided to give the game a good bit of challenge and allow myself only one type of Pokemon, bees. Which begs the question, can you beat PokéRogue with only bee Pokemon? The rules are simple. I can only use bee Pokemon, which means Beedrill, Vespiquen, and Ribombee. I am allowed to use their pre-evolutions to get started, even though 2/3 aren't bees yet. If I find them again in the wild, I cannot use them, unless they're shiny, because who wants to run away from a shiny Pokemon? Come on, guys. Also, I'm not sure if this will come up, but if I run into Poipole, I can use it, since it evolves into a Hornet, which is basically a wasp, which is also related to the bee. That's the rules. Now with all that said, let's begin. So for those of you who don't know the standard gameplay, this is how Pokerogue works. There are 200 floors in the campaign, and every 10 floors, the area changes to something new. Every floor, there's an encounter of some sort, whether it be a trainer battle or a wild Pokemon. And after you defeat said encounter, you're given the option to pick an item of varying rarity, as well as use money to buy supplies. These rarities are common, great, ultra, rogue, and master. Different items are given for each rarity. Anyway, onto the run. On floor 1, I immediately got EXP all, which is a massive find early on, making it so I'm not too worried about other mons falling behind. On floor 5 is the first and only standard mandatory trainer battle. Thankfully, it was easy as heck, but what I rolled was the Mega Bracelet, an item that lets you Mega Evolve certain Pokemon, and spoilers, I never got a stinking Mega Stone for Beedrill. Heck, in all the time I put into this game, I never got a Mega Evolved Mon. It's so dumb. On floor 6, Combee finally went down, so I had to switch in Weedle to use Noxious Torque. Now I hear what you're thinking. Busy Bee, what the heck is that? Weedle has even learned that move. You're cheating. Well, my fellow bees, my answer to that is be patient. I'm getting to that. So whenever you get far enough into a run, or get lucky with the RNG, you can be given an egg voucher. You can use these vouchers to roll those little machines to get eggs. And after enough time, they'll hatch in the mons. And when they hatch, they come with an egg move, which is why Weedle has some very weird moves. Noxious Torque is normally only learned by Reverum. So when Weedle and its evolutions use it, honestly, all I can imagine is the mon riding a tractor over the opponents. I don't know why. Anyway, Weedle evolves into Kakuna, and we make it to floor 8, where we are introduced to our rival, Ivy. We fight her 6 times in this journey, and she always starts out with a starter Pokemon in one of the regional birds. Obviously, we are hoping for a grass type, and that's exactly what we get for the starter. She switches out to Pick-a-Peck, which Kakuna deals with easily. Then Grookey switches in, knocks out Kakuna, and Combee comes in and finishes the fight. She's a kind spirit, so she rewards us with a Super EXP charm and an EXP all, our second one of the game. On floor 10, we run into a boss mon, which has multiple health bars to go through. I won't be mentioning every one we run into in the future, but you get to see one of the things we could face off against at the end of each area. Thankfully, it was still pretty easy. On floor 12, we evolve Kakuna into Beedrill, meaning we now have a mon that probably can sweep through a good bit of early Pokerogue. Nothing really happened for a while until we reached floor 20, our first gym leader. Every 20 to 30 floors, a gym leader will appear, making 6 in total to beat, and it's still random who will appear. The first one being Charon, and Beedrill just mowed on over him like he was nothing. Moving on. On the floor 25, and Ivy is back again for another rival fight. She beefed her team up a bit with her newly evolved Thwackey and Trumbeak, as well as the super healthy Dondozo. The rest of her team got obliterated, but I could see this mon being a bit of a problem in the future. On floor 29, our Combee evolves into Vespiquen. Hooray! She's going to be the key to our success for the end of the run. Anyway, you may have noticed she has the egg move Spore. That's one of many secret tools for later. You'll see. You'll all see! On floor 31, we got our first candy jar of the run. Awesome! On floor 34, Vespiquen also learned Roost, as well as obtained the Fairy Feather on floor 35 for our Cutiefly. That's great, because it's a permanent 20% boost to all fairy moves it uses. In floor 37, finally, we have our final bee. Cutiefly evolves into the amazing Ribombee, and the team is complete. To be honest, floor 30 through 49 were just a big old lawnmower sweep for Beedrill, up until the second gym leader, Lieutenant Surge. His first two mons are easy. Granted, Electrode exploded on me, but still. When Raichu came into play, however, it took down Beedrill and gave Ribombee some struggles as well. Unfortunately, it was taken down. Second badge acquired. Alright, floor 55, round 3 with Ivy. Her mons are fully evolved now, but now she has a Larvesta, which is a big uh-oh for the future. This team does not do well against fire types, so this could be a big problem. But for now, easy battle. Also, during the fight, Beedrill learned Fell Stinger, a move that raises its attack by 3 stages if used to defeat a mon, as well as Vespiquen learning Attack Order, Defend Order, and Heal Order, which looks really weird, but trust the process. I have a crazy plan. On floor 61, we got an EXP all, so nice bonus EXP for the background mons, and amazingly, we finally get the map on floor 67, giving us access to choose where we go, which on floor 70, we decide to go to the lake. On floor 76, Ribombee learned the amazing move Quiver Dance, which boosts special attack, special defense, and speed when it's used. It's going to be incredibly useful later on. Unfortunately, next floor we run to the worst encounter possible, a breeder. These guys suck, because they have so many mons of different types, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by them. As shown here, we get our butts kicked by this breeder. Fortunately, we were able to set up with Vespiquen to maximize our defenses, which thankfully survives us the fight. But unfortunately, because of that breeder, we're put in a really rough situation when it's time to fight Crasher Wake on floor 80, our third gym leader. He was a big problem. His Empoleon is incredibly strong and tanky for the mons we have, so we have to do our best to stack Quiver Dances on Ribombee to barely take it down. Thankfully, other than that, it's a dazzling gleam sweep, and after beating him, we got our third badge. And the choice to go to the swamp. In the swamp, we run to yet another breeder, but they're also using a Bee Pokémon. Brother! As exciting as that is, nothing compares to the excitement that was floor 90. Oh my god, yes! Yes! Let's go! Oh god! Yeah! Woo! Yes, my fellow bees, a Naganadel, the hornet Pokemon of our dreams, has finally arrived. Now all we have to do is catch it. And I can hear you back home. Hey, wait a minute, that's not a bee, that's a dragon hornet thing. You're breaking the rules. And to that I say, racism will not be tolerated on this channel, as my cousins that are hornets and wasps are allowed and appreciated in this neck of the hive, okay? Alright, so anyway, we weaken the heck out of this boy and put it to sleep. Then we throw every ball we possibly could have until finally it was caught. Never in all the runs I've attempted until now have I ever seen a glimpse of this guy. Life is good, man. Alright, on to floor 94 where there's another breeder right before a boss. Come on! Luckily, it was easy this time, and now for battle number 4 with our rival, Ivy. And she means business. Her Rillaboom is terrestrialized, and she replaced her Larvesta with a Hydreigon. That's terrifying, but also a better mon to deal with, I think? Thankfully, Naganadel got to come in clutch for the first time, and we beat her once again. Floor 98, we ran into another breeder. Dear Lord, stop, please. Floor 99, we got Silver Powder, which is basically the Fairy Feather for Bug. And finally, we beat floor 100. Halfway through the game, let's go! Next 9 floors are pretty whatever, besides on floor 102. Getting black lasts for Beedrill, so now his eyes are protected when he mows the lawn. And it goes that way until floor 110, where it's time for gym leader number 4, Berg. Berg was a little tough to handle, with him taking out Beedrill and Naganadel early on, but Bombi was able to set up Quiver Dance to take down the rest of his team. 2 gym leaders to go. So nothing really happens for the next 22 floors beyond getting the Dragon Fang and Dynamax Band, which is the second of useless super duper rare items that I'm totally not mad about. And on floor 132, we run to the TM Mud Slap, which I immediately teach the Vespiquen, finalizing its moveset. Trust the process! Floor 140 is here, and it's gym leader number 5 time, Wolfric. His ice types obliterated Ribombee and Beedrill, but luckily, Naganadel was here to save the day and swept the rest of his team. 1 more badge to go. On the floor 145, and it's another fight with Ivy, and this time, it's personal. Some of her mons now have boss health bars, meaning way more health. She had a Magmortar to her team, which, as you know, is really bad. And finally, she had the shiny boss Rayquaza. Are you serious? This is really bad, because it counters every mon I have. Sure, I can hit it hard enough, but nowhere near as hard as it can hit me. It proceeds to sweep my entire team, all the way down to Naganadel, which is 1 shot away from defeat. Is this it? No, it's not. Naganadel proceeds to take down the Rayquaza and sweep the rest of her team. That was absolutely terrifying. What horrors await us now? Well, nothing until floor 170, which the floor before, we got another candy jar. Hooray! Time for the final gym leader, Ramos. Honestly, easy sweep, no issues here. That's refreshing. The next 9 floors were easy, and then we ran into Regigigas. It was no problem. Floor 181. It's time for the Elite Four. This can go so many ways depending on which set we get. But here's the candidates from easy to we're doomed. We obviously want to get something easy, but if we get some of the harder ones, well, we might not stand a chance, and it'll be over. We ended up with Galar's Elite Four. That's reasonable. Marnie is up first, a Dark-type user, which means we completely counter her team and deal with her relatively well. Not to say it was up some casualties, but very doable. Next up is Nessa, a Water-type user, even easier than Marnie, as we brought in Naganadel and just flushed her away. Bee, the Fighting-type user, is up next, and Naganadel swept over half the team before getting knocked out by Machamp, but Ribombee finished her off nicely. And just like that, the final Elite Four member, Raihan, the Dragon Trader. And again, a pretty easy fight. Ribombee might have went down, but Naganadel just came in and swept everyone away. And like that, we won! We beat the Elite Four! But of course, you know that's not it. There's always a champion. And here he is, Leon, the undefeated trainer, is our opponent. He starts with his Terrestrialized Cinderace, switching to Aegis Slash immediately, as I do the same to Beedrill. He cripples my Beedrill, but couldn't finish me off before I took him down. Then he sends the monster in, Gigantamax Charizard, which obliterates Beedrill. So I switch into the Vespiquen. It tanks a Bitter Blade, so I hit it with Spore, using up one of its berries. Then I take another one, putting it back to sleep. Then I switch to Naganadel, use Nasty Plot to boost its special attack, and one-shot the Charizard with a Dragon Pulse. And from there, Naganadel obliterates the undefeated Leon. And just like that, the champion is finished. But wait, this is floor 190. What's left? So, we're in Final Destination now, and many Paradox Mons are here. We obtained the Terror Orb, the final of the trio of useless rare items. And then, she appears. Ivy. Ivy tells us about what she thinks her purpose is, and if we can't even defeat her, then we stand zero chance against what's ahead. It's time to take down Ivy for good. She starts with Rillaboom and myself, Beedrill. I use Noxious Torque, and she switches to Toucan to tank the hit. It uses Beak Blast, so I'm only able to land another one before Beedrill goes down. I switch to Naganadel, and she switches to Mega Rayquaza. One of, if not the most broken Pokemon in all history. However, I predicted this. It set up a nasty plot. Naganadel, being so fast, was able to hit a Draco Meteor, completely obliterating this monster. Hydreigon comes in, down the Dragon Pulse. Magmortar, down. Dondozo, down. Toucannon, down. And finally, Rillaboom, down to Naganadel. We defeated Ivy, but we're not done yet. What awaits us on floor 200?
Let's go over the final team. We have Beedrill, the OG, the tractor-driving physical sweeper, rocking Throat Chop, Fell Stinger, Noxious Torque, and Sword Dance. We have Vespiquen, the tank, the secret weapon, having Heal Order, Defend Order, Mud Slap, and Spore. We have Rabombi, the clutch, the all-rounder, using Bug Buzz, Dazzling Gleam, Quiver Dance, and Stun Spore. And last, but certainly not least, we have Naganadel, the Ultra Beast, the Special Sweeper, destroying with Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Sludge Wave, and Nasty Plot. Will this team be enough to take down the final boss? Well, let's find out.
Eternatus, the final boss is here. I switch out Naganadel into Beedrill, as it immediately gets obliterated by Eternabeam. I'll never forget you, Beedrill. Then comes in Vespiquen, taking advantage of the recharges, using Mud Slap to drop its accuracy. Then on the next turn, gets hit by a Sludge Bomb, poisoning Vespiquen, before she puts it to sleep with Spore. From here on, it's a mix of healing myself, using Mud Slap, and putting it back to sleep until its accuracy is -6. I then switch out to Rabombi, paralyze the Eternatus, and start stacking Quiver Dance all the way to +6. Then I hit it hard with a Dazzling Gleam, knocking into phase 2. Eternamax Eternatus. The real battle begins now. It may be a 2 versus 1 battle, but that doesn't make it any easier. I hit it with Dazzling Gleam, 1 health bar down. Then Rabombi goes down in 1 hit to cross poison, before Vespiquen puts it to sleep with Spore. Out comes Naganadel to hit it with a Dragon Pulse, 2 health bars down, as well as a Mud Slap from Vespiquen to lower its accuracy. Unfortunately, it's out and can no longer attack, as we spam Spore to put it back to sleep, but not before Naganadel knocks out its 3rd health bar, and Vespiquen unfortunately takes massive damage in return. Naganadel almost knocks out the 4th health bar, but just falls short as Vespiquen heals itself. And another Dragon Pulse is fired, 1 health bar left. Going for the Draco Meteor to finish it, and yes! Eternatus goes down, beating the game and proving, yes, you can beat PokeRogue with just Bee Pokémon. That challenge was honestly brutal, taking me a couple months to finally take down. Easily the hardest challenge I've done so far. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to try any other PokeRogue challenges, or just any challenge runs in general. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, this has been Busy Bee. Peace!